Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my latest episode of Clockwork Empires. Although I'm calling this one episode 3, it's really the 4th episode because I recorded in episode 0. And that's due to circumstances around the time of the launch of episode 41, Revision 41. It's not really worth getting into. So, 4th episode, called episode 3. So here we are, back in our colony. I've played ahead a little bit since the end of the previous episode. As we can see, I've got a colonist work crew busy tending to the cabbage. Now, as you might recall, at the end of the previous episode, our military strength was very poor. We had only one NCO, and in the entire colony, we had only one pistol. So even when I tried to recruit a colonist to serve as temporary militia to fend off a bandit attack, she couldn't do anything because there were no other guns. Since then, I've had the opportunity to pick up a couple of more overseers. So we look at the work crew here. I actually picked up 2 more soldiers at random when I got some immigrants, and I deliberately picked up another military NCO. However, the same problem remains. The entire colony still only has one pistol, being carried by Augustus Bronzelock here. I believe. Yep. So we can see the pistol there on his back. There are no other firearms or weapons anywhere in the entire... Wait a second. Someone has been lying to me. Wilbert Ironwick has a pistol. Okay. So there are some pistols, but clearly not enough for all my soldiers, because I keep on getting this loadout missing notification in the bottom right here. At least one soldier can't equip a weapon. So I stand corrected. There are at least 2 pistols in my colony, but still not enough weapons for everyone, which is why I've been building this metalworks here. It's got a couple forges on the go, crucibles forge, and these are the charcoal furnaces. They're just, the colony's just getting around to cleaning up the job list. I actually built a graveyard as well, because we've had a couple of deaths in, we had some hostile troops stop by earlier, and there was some fighting, and because my soldiers are terrible, we were unable to repel the invaders. But otherwise, I think we recovered nicely. We buried our dead, and we're moving on. So, there's a fair amount of malachite around the colony, which is fine. I mean, we need that. But what I really need, in particular for making weapons, is hematite, which is, here's some. This one's kind of far away. I believe there was another deposit, okay, over here. This one's, well, it's a tiny little bit closer. But it might actually be worth building a mine there, just so we can have a steady supply of hematite. Anyway, don't need to worry about that until the metalworks itself is finished. But I might as well... Yeah, I think I'll mine this up, and then I'll start building a mine building out here. No, I won't. Not until I flatten the land. That looks good. So, ordinarily, I would not know what this region produces, right? It's just a mineralogy marker without a corresponding report. But because it's situated near a natural node near the surface, I know that building a mine here will give me a mine shaft that produces hematite, which is what I need, which is the resource I need right now. Other than that, I think colony's in reasonably good shape. I'd like to build more beds and things, but I'd really rather prioritize iron weapons for now. So while we wait for that to get done, I will point out that you might notice a skeleton walking around town. Here we go. Herbert Chalkbracket. He's an aristocrat from the old world. This is a bug. At least I think it's a bug. Let's follow Herbert around on his daily walk. I mean, plainly, this is unnatural, and I don't think it's supposed to happen. if we look in the in our population menu, colonists, I mean. So if we look at our aristocrat list, we can actually see skeletal Herbert Chalkbracket listed twice. That's also a bug. That should definitely not be happening. I don't know what happened here. But now's a good time to remind everyone that the game is in early access, and we're we're bound to find all sorts of weird bugs and bits of code that don't quite work right. Herbert Chalkbracket. Yeah, so that's why, and just to show you, just gonna check on the info of both Herbert Chalkbrackets. They're identical. They actually point to the same guy. I do find it amusing that skeletons, which I assumed were purely decorative or used to locate corpses, are actually fully rigged and can be animated as characters. So there you go. If you happen to see a skeleton wandering around town, that's the reason why. It's a little bit buggy. I have submitted this as a bug report, so hopefully the devs are aware, and you know, just so they're aware. I actually wouldn't mind if this bug stayed in the game. Right, so we're just going to let our colony get on with things for a little bit. So we're back after some time has elapsed. As you can see, bandits are swarming over the town. Unfortunately, I didn't catch it on video, but I got the notification that we had a major bandit raid. What that means is all the bandit factions attack simultaneously, which in this case means that 21 bandits came to steal my stuff. Now, my colony only has 23 people, and although it has 4 soldiers, and I probably could have conscripted more of my workers into the military squads, I also only have 2 pistols. So rather than have everyone die, I chose the option to have the bandits peaceably take what they would and just leave. It was a necessary evil, I felt. And yeah, that's what just happened. That's why that's the bandit rush right there. I think we're okay. I mean, they took a ton of cabbage, and that's about it actually. I mean, they took some logs and some stone and stuff. That is not too important. I have enough food to see me through. And what did this jerk take? No, he stole my invisible box. Yeah, so we're okay. Better we lose some stuff than have the whole colony go belly up. Now, on the bright side, the metalworks is up and running, and it's busy smelting hematite, which I've been quarrying out of the ground over here. We can actually see I've completely demolished the former hematite nodes. Now it's just hematite, like raw hematite ore, just lying on the ground. I figure I don't need to build a mine there just yet. I've got enough hematite for now. And I can finally start producing weapons. As you can see here, I've queued up some muskets. And the muskets are just waiting for the production of iron pipes. And the iron pipes were contingent on the production of iron ingots from iron ore. Anyway, so the production chain is up and running. And soon I will have weapons. And soon I will be able to defend my colony from these massive waves of bandits. Other than that, things are going pretty good in the colony. I think what I'll do at this point, I might even investigate right here. I would really like some gold. I would like a gold mine. But first, we have the Colonist Discovers Overlooked Supplies event in the bottom right. Luther has discovered more stuff. So we'll gladly accept that. If we look in the notification box on the bottom right here, it tells us specifically what we found, which is some more ore, which is actually pretty cool now that we have the ability to smelt ore. That's all well and good. Alright, back to the mysterious stone circle. So I think what I'll do, I will... going to flatten this terrain out in preparation for building a mine here. I'm going to clear out this land. And when that's done, I'll consider building a gold mine. So we've skipped ahead in time a little bit. As I'll demonstrate, I've queued up some muskets and some pistols, some of which have gone into the stockpile here. So I've got some muskets in here, and my soldiers, well, some of my soldiers have now equipped themselves with weapons. So I think we're okay, doing okay on the military side of things. Let's turn our attention back to the mysterious ruins made of eerie black rock. So I flattened some of the terrain. I think I'm just gonna clear out these rocks. They're kind of in my way. And then I'll see about building a mine there. Because I believe having ready access to a gold mine will help me advance into the upper tier of the construction of the build. Gold is a necessary resource to build the upper tier buildings. So, here we go. Put the mine shaft, or mine building, right here. I think that should be fine. It's a fine place for a mine shaft. Put some doors so people can get into work. And because this is super far away from the main town, I'm actually going to put a bed in. Actually, do I have any bolts of cloth? Okay, got one bolt of cloth. Better turn some of that flax into cloth. Put one bed in here, so if a miner gets stuck out here at night, he doesn't have to walk all the way back to town. Oh, what's this? These mysterious black pyramids weren't here before. Are they considered, No, they're actually not considered a commodity that I've collected. Oh well. Oh, it's our poet. What was our poet doing way out there? Bessie Tar, by the way, is our aristocratic poet, and although she doesn't work, she does wander the countryside seeking inspiration and writing poetry. She also occasionally goes to the graveyard to cry over the tombstones. But turning our attention back here, what is going on? That was not there when I put down the floor plan. Yes, so this mine shaft will produce, if we can look in the bottom right here, a bunch of gold, a bunch of malachite, which is exactly what I wanted, and also a little bit of clay. All good. Oh, I've got some immigrants coming in. Do I want more military? I don't think I need more military NCOs. I do need more soldiers. But work overseers can actually work. So I'll take one of those. So I still think the worker overseer balance is a bit off. I actually have more supervisors than I have laborers. Despite taking, despite not avoiding immigration on any of the opportunities. When an immigration event happens, you have the opportunity to accept 2 immigrants for free. You can pay prestige to demand more immigrants or fewer immigrants. And every time I've accepted immigrants. Now, as for jobs in the colony are still getting done at a reasonable pace. It's not terrible. I mean, I would like more workers, but each overseer is also capable of working in addition to running a workshop. So the number of overseers your colony possesses is the number of, hold that thought, a bandit wishes to defect. Yes, I will happily accept this bandit, not only because that means there are fewer bandits attacking the colony, but because I will have more people to work. And wow, this guy came from a big camp. Half this stuff is stolen, and in fact probably most of this stuff has been stolen from me. So the nice thing about accepting immigration from bandits is that Oh, he's super close to my mine shaft, my new mine shaft. Yeah, they'll tell you. They remember which direction they came from, right? The bandit camp. And so, of course, they're going to run from the bandit camp straight to your colony. And so you'll have visuals. They'll reveal that portion of the map to you. Our new immigrant is Fanny Yake. Which is fine. Let's get her assigned to a work crew. Actually, Fanny, are you... No, you're British, but she has no military training. Alright, she can join Mr. Gildingness's dutiful fans. And she's decided to take a break. I'm kind of curious as to see what'll happen here. I mean, we've demolished the craggy black rock, but these strangely geometric rocks appear to have moved on their own. Is a mysterious portent of things to come? Well, I guess we can only hope. Oh, opportunity for a favor. I've got 3 favor points. I don't feel that I need... I think I'll take the work party, actually. So, once again, I've taken... Oh, what's this? A letter arrives from the Empire. Blah, blah, blah. It has recently come to light that Eugenia Stubb is actually a 4th cousin of an aristocrat. Huh. So, I'll get to you in a second. So I can tell Eugenia, and she will become an aristocrat, or I can throw the letter away, and Eugenia will never know. Yeah, I'll let her know. So, Eugenia has been elevated to an aristocrat. I'll get back to that. I did have another letter of praise from the ministry as well. It's a letter of congratulations for exceeding 30 immigrants. So here's a commemorative gold bar. And they're going to paracrate the gold bar in. There it is. Now let's take a look at Eugenia. If we look in the bottom right window here, so I gave Eugenia the letter. She's ecstatic to find out she's of the upper class. Here's our newest aristocrat. That's a little bit worrisome. So, let's see if we can find her. Here she is, hoeing the fields in her fancy white gloves and frilly dress. She is morbid. She has a mix of memories, but overall she's still happy. Where is she in the work crew menu? Huh. She's still part of Blanche Brownbread's crew, which is actually something that was brought up with the devs. And because this feature is new, it's not fully implemented. So she's still considered an aristocrat, but she doesn't leave her work crew. Because previously the only way to stop becoming a worker was to die. And, you know, I don't want my new aristocrats to die as soon as they open the letter from home. I suspect they'll be changing that in the near future. But for now, the aristocratic elevation event has been implemented. Huh, where did all those mysterious black rocks go? So, jumping forward in time yet again, I want to build more beds, but I've noticed I've only got 1 bolt of cloth, and I've got a little bit of flax straw, which I got as random drops from the Empire. To turn those into cloth, I actually need a textile mill, which is what I'm building up here. I've also set up oh look, it's Herbert Chalkbracket again. Anyway, I've set up a small plot for farming flax as well. And we can check in on the mine. The mine building has been complete, although the mine shafts have not yet been complete. One thing I found both odd and annoying is that of the mysterious black rocks that move by themselves, one of them, the biggest one, has actually repositioned itself in the mouth of my mine shaft, which means no one will actually be able to get in there to mine. And another one of these QB rocks actually moved inside the building. So I actually built a second mine shaft here, and hopefully they won't plug that one up as well. Now I will note that looks like the mine shaft is a popular place to be. I will note that I took successive favors of prisoner work crews, chain gangs from the Empire, so this mine was actually mostly built with prison labor. Hopefully it's still up to code and will produce gold for the greater glory of the Empire. So, just had a notification that the textile building is complete, but again, the module itself isn't done. So what I think I'll do is I'll let this run until the mine shaft is done at the very least, and maybe I'll cut it off there. This episode is running a little bit long. And maybe, well, I'll follow up this episode with, I really want to see what happens with the black rocks. But otherwise, I think we've got a good taste of what this revision is like. Haven't seen any of the cool new events, unfortunately, or, well, I've seen some of them. I really wanted to see that Beetle attack. We did see the giant bandit raid, which took a big bite out of my stores, but fortunately nothing I couldn't replace. It was mostly logs and rocks and cabbage stew, and not any of my precious iron ingots, which, now that I think about it, I don't have any. Well, I've got one, I guess. Let's queue up some more smelting jobs. Yeah, that's a ticket. So, after jumping ahead in time a considerable amount, the mine shaft is now completed. So the mine was built, and the mine shaft is also built, and I've assigned a crew to mine here, and, well, would you look at that? The mysterious moving rocks don't actually block the mine shaft. So now my mines are busy producing gold and copper, and we're building mine shaft number 2. So, with that said, this video has run on way too long now. The colony is thriving. I've got production of pretty much everything I need. I finally got a sizable military and enough weapons to have them all supplied, and the ability to produce more as necessary. And food production is all well and good. I'm going to cut this one off here, but instead of my usual sign-off, I think, out of respect for Herbert, Chalkbracket, the skeletal clones, we're going to have 30 seconds of reverent silence for Herbert. So thanks again for tuning in. Have a reverent rest of your day.